Alright, so last week I did a video about 5 ways you can make money from gaming. Now our video today is quite related to that, in the sense that these people are living proof that you can make money from video games. And when I say money, I mean millions of dollars. Now in today's video, we're going to be talking about the top 10 richest esports athletes, and this is from around the world. And it took me a long time to do this, so I would appreciate it if you left a like and comment, and of course subscribe to the channel. Now I won't make this any further, and let's go on to the video, starting with number 10. Born in Karachi, Pakistan, Syed Sumail Hassan is a professional Dota 2 player whose debut was in the Dota 2 League Season 5 back in 2015. Having started Dota at age 8, he was born 1999, his family moved to the US in Illinois in 2012, and that's where he began to make a name for himself. He completely wowed many professionals and was soon recruited to be part of Evil Geniuses in January of 2015. We'll call the team EG for short. Despite having a poor performance in his LAN debut with many doubters and critics, he redeemed himself in their next tournament, the Dota 2 Asia Championship, or DAC. Not only did he introduce a new build which gave way for a new meta, but he also proved that he was very much capable of performing, and due to this, he was known as a young prodigy in the Chinese and North American scenes after a victory in the tournament. It came to the point where EG established themselves as one of the best teams in that area and entered the International 2015, we'll call the International TI, as one of the favorites along with Team Secret. Now, for Team Secret, they sadly finished 8th and disappointed, and it was EG's turn to win the tournament. So they were on their way to win the tournament, but they had some struggles as they lost to CDEC Gaming 0-2 in the upper bracket finals. Despite this, they powered through and eventually won 3-1 to Sadek in the grand finals, wherein they had a rematch. The team won over $6 million in the tournament. Sumail is currently playing for OG and was featured in Time Magazine's 30 Most Influential Teenagers of 2016. He's also known as the first ever pro Dota 2 player to be included in that list. Aside from this, he's also set records as he's the youngest player ever to win a Valve-sponsored event at just 15 through DAC, as well as the youngest ever to win an international at 16. His earnings roughly total to $3.6 million, but take note, we're just at number 10. So up next is number 9. Coming from Lebanon, Maroon GH Murhay is another professional Dota 2 player whose debut was in 2014 with a team named Wired Gaming. Now this isn't where he got his popularity, as that can be accredited to him reaching over 9,000 MMR, the highest ever in matchmaking. So if you're a CS player like me, think of it as a level 10 Faceit but with 3,300 plus elo. He soon joined Team Liquid but as a stand-in in Dream League Season 6, but his addition as a stand-in made them win the tournament. So finally in 2017, he actually joined Liquid as a permanent member. GH's addition to the team greatly improved the roster as they've won 2 online qualifier victories in early 2017 along with a LAN win. Despite losing in the Kiev Major, they bounced back by winning 4 LAN events in a row, one being the International 2017 or TI7 with a prize pool of over $10 million. Him and Liquid almost won another TI last year but fell short to OG 1-3. Currently at 24 years old, he is playing for Team Nigma and his earnings total to $4.1 million. While Sumail and GH come from the Middle East, Ivan Borislavov Mind Control Ivanov comes from Bulgaria. He also started in 2014 with a team called Vastcast, qualifying for small events such as the Azo Cup No. 11 and Fragbite Masters 2014. The roster, however, underwent some changes and was soon renamed to Basically Unknown. Controversy arose in 2015 when in March, their teammate named Arise released a video about some private scrim results. He was then removed but given a second chance to play for Mind Control's team, which qualified for Dream League Season 3. They didn't do well, however, and so Mind left the team. However, after that, he played as a stand-in for a few teams here and there. But the big break was when he joined Kuroki's team named 5 Jungs after the ESL 1 New York European qualifiers. This is when Team Liquid decided to sign the whole roster, which was 5 Jungs. Under Liquid, Mind and his teammates were feared and almost won 2 majors in Shanghai and Manila, falling to Team Secret and OG in 2016. There were also changes made to the roster. Despite the slow start, Mind and his team eventually won TI7 and 4 back-to-back LANs. And yes, if you've noticed, GH and Mind became teammates and still are. He's also in Team Nigma and his earnings total $4.5 million. Amer Miracle Al-Balkawi is a Jordanian-Polish Dota 2 player. He has dual citizenship and his debut started in 2015 with a team named Balkan Bears. This was short-lived as he was removed 4 months later. He did, however, become the #1 player in MMR in the European scene while teamless, playing by himself and in pub games. He was invited to join Monkey Business, a team by No-Tail, shortly after gaining that rank and title. The team was sponsored and taken was OG, so they were now under OG and they were representing OG in tournaments. As OG, they managed to qualify for the first ever Dota 2 major and managed to upset some teams and surprisingly win the tournament. He also won the Manila Major with his team but sadly did not win TI6 or the International 2016 after an upset by TNC Gaming. He joined Liquid in 2017, which marks our third Liquid player on this list. As mentioned, the team had a slow start but with the addition of GH, who was Miracle's friend and stood in for them in Dream League, as a permanent member, positively affected their performance. They eventually won TI7, I've told this so many times, and many LAN tournaments, cementing their dominance as one of the best Dota teams in the world that year and those couple of years. At 22 years old, he is in Team Nigma with Mind Control and GH, and with his total earnings reaching to over $4.7 million. Wow, just think of that. Raised in Berlin, Germany, Kuro Kuroki Salei Takasomi actually started playing professional Dota when it was actually just Dota, not Dota 2. So he joined several German teams and eventually joined mousesports with Puppy, an important name as he and Kuro would eventually become longtime friends. His first appearance in the Dota 2 professional scene was in 2011, playing for GosuGamers.net. From 2011 to 2015, he has played for a number of teams including Natus Vincier or Navi, Team Secret with Puppy, and his own team named 5 Jungs, which was mentioned earlier. You guys already know the story. 5 Jungs were signed by Team Liquid, they looked promising, and despite a slow start, they added GH and they won TI7. Currently, he also joins the roster of Team Nigma and has taken numerous leadership roles in teams. He's one of the most recognizable and iconic Dota 2 players of all time, becoming the first ever pro player to reach 1,000 official wins in his Dota career and becoming one of 2 players to compete in every international. The other being his longtime friend, Puppy. His earnings total to almost $5.2 million, and we're just at number 6, guys. This is going to get way higher. Yes, Finland. If you got players such as Alu, Alexi B, Surrey, and X7 in CSGO, we've got Topson for Dota 2. Topia's Miika Topson Tavitsainen is one of the newer and younger players on this list. But just because he's younger doesn't mean he earns less. Having started when he was just 8 years old, Topson's unusual playstyle in Dota 2 made it interesting for people to watch him and his team. He is currently playing for OG but has already set accolades for himself. Examples of these achievements include being the first ever person to win 2TI or the international tournaments along with teammates No-Tail, Seb, Ana, and Jerax. He also had the most average kills per game at 9.43 in TI-19 or the International 2019. His earnings total to over $5.4 million. I recently just talked about Seb when we were talking about Thompson. So born as a French and Lebanese player, Sebastian Seb Deb's career started in 2011 with Team Shakira, a small team. From 2011 to 2016, he has played for over 16 teams before joining OG. Now before I continue, I just want to say that Seb's career is one of the most intriguing, not only because he's played for so many teams, but he's also been a coach. Yes, you've heard that right. For 2 years, Seb became OG's coach, having a lot of success in their tournaments. As a coach, they won the Frankfurt, Manila, Boston, and Kiev majors. It gets even more interesting here because in 2018, he decided to become a player for the team and ended up winning 2 TI tournaments. He's the only French player to do so. At 27 years old, he's currently still in the OG lineup, yet inactive. He actually enjoys basketball and studies entrepreneurship and management. As for his earnings, he's earned around, just a casual $5.5 million. Anathan Anna Pham is from Australia and went to Shanghai, China in order to pursue his dream of becoming a professional Dota 2 player. In there, he played against high-level Chinese opponents which gave him the experience he needed for future events. He joined Invictus Gaming in 2016 and following TI6 or the International 2016, he left Invictus for OG. November that year saw him and his team win the Boston Major, making it his first ever major win. He played for 2 more teams, those being Team World and Echo International, only to come back to OG 2 years later, in 2018. And yes, his teammates with Seb, Jerax, Notail, and Thompson, they were the first ever team to win 2 TI events. Currently, he's still on the OG roster but inactive. He loves to watch Gordon Ramsay and is the first ever Australian to win a Valve-sponsored event. His earnings total to over $6 million. Just like Thompson, Jesse Jerax Vainika comes from Finland. Originally, he played Heroes of New Earth with a couple of teams, and that's where he got his name. After military service in the Finnish army, he decided to play Dota 2 and transfer. His debut was made in 2013 by the team called Rat in the Dark. After his debut, he made appearances with teams such as the Cupad Red Pandas and 4 Anchors. He started to really shine though when Kuroki's team, called 5 Jungs, was formed in 2015. As you have seen before, 5 Jungs became liquid, but unlike the other members of that team to win TI7, he left in 2016 for OG. He's part of the team who were the first to ever win 2 TI tournaments, and he's the first ever player to reach the finals of a major 4 consecutive times. He's also played competitive TF2. Sadly, he announced his retirement last January of 2020, but he's garnered almost $6.5 million in total earnings. And finally, we reach the top of our list with Johan Notail Sunstein. Denmark has produced some of the finest esports athletes, most notably Astralis in the CSGO scene. However, in terms of Dota 2, Notail shone. He, just like Jerax, originally played Heroes of New Earth, or HON, where he set the record as the youngest one to ever play the game competitively. However, he used to just be a casual player until he met Jasha Nova Marcus and Talfly Isaac. They started to play together and was soon an unsponsored side project of Fnatic. Eventually, they were included in the team and they started to play for them and they started to win a lot of events. However, due to the decrease of events in the competitive HON scene, Notail decided to move to Dota 2 with Nova and Fly in 2012, still wearing the Fnatic jersey. Sadly, in 2014, he left the team and joined Team Secret, Cloud9, Monkey Business, and is currently an OG. Of course, I mentioned him before, and he's part of the first ever team to win 2 TI tournaments, and he's the first Danish player to win a TI tournament, which is again the International. He's also one of the most accomplished, having won 4 majors and 2 internationals. And that's why he's number 1, because he holds the record as the highest earning esports player with almost $6.9 million. Well, that does it for this video, guys. Again, if you enjoyed, please don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And I will be seeing you back on Monday with a brand new video. Peace out, guys.